Hello and welcome to the Australian Gamer Show. I'm Yug.
I'm Matt.
And I'm the Dandy Highwayman.
There we go. And tonight we're going to be talking about a whole bunch of stuff. Wii Motion finally priced and dated.
The Game of the Year 360 bundle.
Tony Hawk Ride.
Trico.
And the evils of gaming.
As we were saying before, welcome Yahtzee
Hello.
to the podcast.
It's been a while.
It has been, man.
Where have I been hiding?
Well, you haven't been hiding at all. We see you almost every day.
Well, the listeners haven't, man. He's spoiling the illusion there.
I'm sorry, man.
Yeah, we want to make it seem like he's in some way special, that he, popped into the studio.
Yahtzee ascended from the heavens just to be here tonight.
Ascend from the heavens. The heavens are up.
Oh, yeah, if you're upside down, maybe you fell. Maybe you walk on your hands.
That's still not ascending.
It's off to a good start. Let's talk about gaming stuff, please.
Okay, fair enough.
Let's talk about the evils of gaming.
Evils of gaming.
We'll talk about that one first, because I thought it was one of the most interesting topics.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, I have no idea what this is, so...
Well, this comes out of a story that was in the Herald Sun the other day.
They're two separate stories, but we've combined them into one giganto mega story.
Isn't there something about Japanese porn or something?
We'll start with the Australian
We'll start with the Australian.
Okay.
The Herald Sun have stated that experts say that computer game addiction looms as a national health problem for adults.
What's it take to be an expert?
Well, apparently all you need is... Because the guy who said this is a psychiatrist, and he's stated his opinion, and therefore actually a psychologist. I'm never really quite sure what the difference is.
I think psychiatrists cure diseases of the mind, and psychologists just study the mind.
Just whine about them and tell the Herald Sun.
Is expert the same as professional? Because that's what it sounds like. You know, if you're a professional, then you're an expert.
No, you should be. You should be an expert in your field in order to become a professional. But professional really just means getting paid.
Yeah. Well, you guys are video game experts, presumably.
I'm a video game...
we have proven ourselves not many times in the past.
But you don't get paid for being video game experts. At least not yet.
Well, we kind of do a bit. We're just not very professional.
I'm a video game professional. Yahtzee, you a video game professional?
Yeah.
Yeah, Matt, are you?
No, I'm a database administrator.
Oh, Jesus, man. Nerd up the room, why don't you?
I know. It's like, it stinks in here. It smells of pocket protectors.
Jesus.
Anyway, apparently the only qualification you need to qualify for an expert from the Herald Sun's perspective is to have some letters after your name.
Yes.
And this is the usual ignorant scaremongering that the right-wing press indulge in frequently.
The thing that I particularly found funny was that they contacted the Australian Medical Association, I believe, or whatever is that equivalent, who admit they don't have a policy in place to handle it.
Right.
Which is quite bizarre. They made it sound like, oh my god, this terrible scourge is about to descend and the medical community is going to be unable. But it's actually, they also probably don't have, handling for four-headed locusts either. Maybe they don't have a policy in place because it's not a fucking threat.
I think they're aiming...
But they didn't...
They're aiming too low. They need to contact the World Health Organization.
Yeah,
they need to issue
CDC.
press releases. They need to say that this disease, it's not contained. It's a pandemic, epidemic.
Good.
Either way.
Appropriately enough.
Yeah.
There's a quote here from one of the psychologists they've got. He said that one of his patients had played a game called World of Warcraft. I like that. A game called World of Warcraft.
Yep.
That tars the author with the appropriate brush, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does.
For 8 to 10 hours a day. And if I could just read that phrase again with different emphasis on words.
Go for it.
One of his patients had played a game called World of Warcraft for 8 to 10 hours a day.
This is the new definition of pandemic, I believe.
One guy.
Yeah, one guy has one patient who played one game quite a bit. Oh my god, let's just batten down the hatches. But
obviously we're being hugely ignorant of this.
Yeah, it was interesting though because, he plays 8 to 10 hours a day. The other thing that I found interesting is that later on in the article someone states that, without any form of qualification, that this new threat could be as dangerous and expensive, specifically said expensive.
To treat, you know?
No, as a habit.
To maintain, yeah.
As nicotine and alcohol.
Oh, fuck
now, I would think that a World of Warcraft subscription You'd have to have multiple subscriptions to be as expensive as, say, smoking cigarettes.
How much is that these days?
It's like $20 a month.
What? Smoking cigarettes?
No, World of
$20.
Warcraft.
Oh, right,
It's
sorry.
like $20 a month.
I'm like, Jesus, dude, where are you buying smokes
so
from?
that's like a pack of cigarettes a month. Like, how many smokers do you know are a one-a-day
Two
smoker?
packs a month. So actually,
packs a month.
I do know a lot of people that are one a day. I
Really?
have one friend of mine who used to smoke. She used to smoke heaps. And then she basically committed herself to, I'm not going to stop smoking. I'm just always going to have one cigarette just at the end of the day. That's it. So she has a one cigarette a day.
So did we just prove their point?
Well, to a degree. So basically, someone who almost never does something, it could be almost as expensive.
Well, I think that if she lives to 100, she might get lung cancer.
Well, you can get lung cancer. You don't have to have a really heavy thing
Really?
to get lung cancer from it. No.
Oh, well,
You're
fuck
still
it then.
putting
She should be doing a pack a day then,
Yeah.
really.
Yeah.
Don't hold out.
In for a penny, in for a pound.
I know.
I think it's worth mentioning, just in the name of unbiased journalism, that people do get a bit mental for WoW.
Yeah, WoW is a particularly interesting one in that people do get carried away with it. It can take a lot of time.
But it's not an addiction. This is ridiculous.
Well, this has been a long-standing discussion that
Yeah,
I've had with people.
is the game itself addictive, or does it just play upon addictive personalities?
It comes down really to how you define addiction, and that's quite hard to do because some people require there has to be a physiological, chemical dependency to claim addiction.
Oh, fuck it. This is a circle jerk conversation depending on who you're talking to. Get to the Japanese porn.
Oh, fine. Well, apparently a considerably bigger problem in Australia is rape crimes.
Yes, but that's an actual problem, and we don't worry about those. We just worry about bullshit problems.
No, we just have to, put electronic collars on all the footballers. But apart from that, we'll be
I
fine.
didn't realise this. Australia's got, an abominably high rape rate.
Yeah, double the United States.
Really?
Yeah.
Holy.
Surprisingly. Like rape...
Okay, I'm sorry. I have to question this. I'm seeing a whole bunch of numbers with decimal points. How do you 0.79% rape someone?
The rapes per... What? These are... She kind of meant yes a bit. Okay,
Yes, no.
These are per 1,000, so per 100,000 people.
Yeah, so in Australia, there's close to 80 rapes per 100,000 people, and in the US, it's more 30 rapes per 100,000 people.
Right.
In other countries, and interestingly, Japan is a particularly interesting one in that they have 1.71, so they're a 15th of the number of rapes, proportional.
The point is, Japanese politicians have been arguing that the Japanese tendency for racist subject matter in their games is causing this 1.78 ratio of sex crimes.
This particularly came up in regards to rape play. The
Wii game, wasn't it? Or
no, it was a PC game, but it came out about 4 years ago, I think. And
is it worth describing what this game entails?
Surely we can jump to the conclusion.
It is a rape simulator. Yeah. There is no
I read a review of this on Something Awful. There's this chick, and she's the children of two girls. One acceptable teenage, one very much not so. And you basically have to stalk these three women at various times.
So it's like Splinter Cell sort of thing,
Possibly. I haven't played it,
Except instead of going up and slitting their throats.
Being asexual and everything, I haven't played it.
I have.
Have you?
Yeah.
You have played it?
Yeah.
It's not Splinter Cell.
No, rape play. I downloaded it and played it.
Oh.
Well, I don't like to speak from ignorance. Apparently that's kind of the policy here, but...
For the benefit of the tape, that was Matt talking.
Yeah, Matt said
one
that.
Else.
We don't endorse this game.
It is quite bizarre. It's really dated now. It's quite old.
Is it true, you can get them pregnant and then force them to abort?
I have heard that. I didn't do that.
If you've got a force feedback sort of mouse or joystick, does it...
Here come the stupid questions.
Yeah,
Does it give more force the more she says no?
If there was a Wii version, would there be full motion control?
Why are you asking me these stupid
questions? Because you've played it. You're the one with the experience.
Why are you asking me these stupid questions rather than valid and reasonable?
Rape's funny.
We represent the audience out there. We want to know these questions, Matt, because none of us are game enough to actually play it.
The game isn't that hard to find. I was able to download it successfully and got it running and got it patched for English.
Matt,
and blah, blah, blah.
I just want to ask you one question here. One question.
I'm not gonna like this.
Did you rape a girl?
What?
I'm just saying.
No. What do you mean in the game?
Yes.
It's
Or in
very
general,
hard to play.
I mean.
No, not in real life, but in the game, that's all there. That's all you can do. That's
So
all
you
there
did.
is. Oh God, this is not going anywhere good.
Yeah, we're just recording this for future reference.
Yeah, it's good. This will be used in trial against me at some point.
Yeah.
It is a bizarre game, and it is so incredibly Japanese. It's something that could never have existed outside of Japan. It would never have been made outside
I'm
of
just
Japan.
picturing you giving evidence in court now. And saying, Mr. Burgess, have you ever thought about committing sex crimes? No. And the prosecutor goes, really? Never?
Well, have a listen to this.
Yes, I would like to submit Prosecution Exhibit A,
Actually,
Australian Gamer Podcast number 161.
audio recordings aren't admissible as evidence because they're too easily faked.
See, he's looked into this, man.
No, I
Listen,
obviously
you know what?
not.
It's okay. We'll provide evidence against you, man.
I've just watched a lot of Law and Order. That's about all I've got.
Yeah, you got to cover your tracks.
All right. Well, so okay. Well, does that mean that they should release more rape games in Western countries?
Well, I think what it shows is that if you have games that feature sex and violence prominently, then that might just be helping potential rapists and criminals blow off steam.
I'm going to actually disagree with you because I think you've
And he would know. He has played the game.
Obviously.
I think you've misplaced cause and effect. I think it's actually that if you are in a culture that is the sort of culture that would allow this kind of material, then you are not in a culture that creates the problem. So I think it's the fact that that the culture is not sexually repressed, and as a result doesn't have these. I mean, rapists are sexually repressed people. Molesters are sexually repressed people.
I've heard rape is more of a power than a sex
So
crime.
when I did it, it wasn't.
Plus, I mean, in Japan they don't have rugby
Sorry.
league, so you know.
Yeah, then
Yeah.
Obviously.
Surely
that's
surely
obviously what's bumping our average up.
Yeah,
well,
it's-
surely
it's-
rugby players would count for at least 3 or 4%
it's 30,
of that.
It's 32.
I think it's like 1 or 2 rugby players counting for all of those.
Possibly. Well, the Bulldogs.
It's actually the other countries. It's just when they go on holidays. So,
Yeah.
you know, when they
Yeah,
play
true.
overseas.
Yeah.
Anyway, moving off
Rugby
the.
players at home at the night. Do you feel like a couple of rapes before dinner? Yeah, maybe another one before the shower.
See, if
and
they
bed.
had a game, they'd be fine.
Yeah.
Wake up in the middle of the night, feel like a midnight rape. Get one out of the fridge.
Oh, I'm glad we
Out of
changed
the
this
fridge.
podcast to explicitly rated.
Yeah, this is
Alright, let's-
utterly inappropriate. We're going to get complaints.
I-
We're actually going
good,
to get complaints for this
good.
one.
If you get complaints, you're doing something right.
We've never.
Let's move on.
Okay, yeah, let's move backwards actually. Trico, which sounds like some weird threesome, but it's a new game out by the makers of Ico and
Shadow
Shadow of the Colossus.
I'm
So
gonna have
this
to
is like
stop you
Ico
there.
3, hence Trico.
Yeah, I'm going to have to stop you there on this is a new game that's out, because it's just really not.
I was close.
Yeah,
it's a new game coming out.
It's a video that they announced they were doing a game. I don't think
Ages
they
ago.
even announced they were doing a game. I think
We
everyone
knew about it
decided
ages ago.
on their behalf that
Yeah, we
they
heard
were.
something vaguely what they were making on.
And it's always been like when people start comparing their penises on their favorite platform, there's always the exclusives come out, and people always on the PlayStation 3 side always pull out
Hold on,
Trico.
that was a metaphor, right?
Sometimes,
Okay.
sometimes not.
Yep.
But Trico is one that always came to people's attention, which I always thought was kind of weird, because to me, wait till there's a fucking game before you claim it for your side.
Yeah, but I have to admit, look, going from the video, it looks pretty interesting, because it takes the one thing that was bad about Ico, i.e. escorting a stupid idiot woman,
Yeah.
and replaces the stupid idiot woman with a giant fucking monster.
Actually, I can't think of a situation in life that replacing a woman with a giant monster isn't a good idea.
Well, I think that tells us a lot about you, man.
Depends which bars you go to, man. But the thing is a giant griffin cat thing.
It's a kitten. It's a griffin kitten. It's quite
Yeah.
young.
I presume they took motion capture from a kitten, because it really
Yeah.
does act a lot like one.
The movements are very feline.
That is really impressive, though, that you
Yeah.
look at this big creature, and it is a monster creature,
Yeah.
and you look at it, and you go, oh,
Oh.
because of its movements. Do you know
because
what I
of its
mean?
movement and its fucking gigantic eyeballs.
They are
That
pretty
helps.
big.
It's adorable with its big pointy ears
Yeah.
and its big murdering soldiers.
And
Yeah,
look,
yeah.
If the videos
They don't count.
if the videos to be believed, it looks like it's in-game footage. I'm not sure where.
Yeah, no, it definitely does look that way. It actually reminds, because even though you talked about Ico, to me it actually reminds me a bit more of Shadow of the Colossus in the.
I think it's like a neat combo of the two.
Yeah, possibly. Plus Baby Griffin,
Yeah.
giant Baby Griffin.
One thing that struck me was that the main character looks really badly rendered.
He did in some scene. There was some when he was running around and stuff where he looked really good, but then there was a close up of him, and he reminded me. And if anyone else understands this reference, then you have my sympathy because you're fucking old. But he reminded me of the main character from the Mysterious Cities of Gold.
Oh shit!
Yeah, and for some reason he looked to be like drawn at that level of animation. And
I was thinking that combined with the Playmobil character.
I was thinking Gumby characters or something like that.
Yeah, and it was surprising to see that. But it looks like they've spent all of their money possibly on the Griffin thing.
And animation, actually. You got to give them props for that.
It's an impressive Griffin.
It is.
It's an impresso Griffin.
And they only had the money left to buy a character off Lego Star Wars.
Yeah, he's just going to try and pick things up. He's got these
Yeah.
monstrous clamps for hands.
I mean, look, it's going to be interesting to see what happens because, frankly, I mean, Sony need all the fucking exclusives they can possibly get at the moment.
Both platforms, the 360 and the
Yeah, 360 doesn't have that many exclusives
no.
either.
If you have a look at the upcoming release list for both platforms, they're actually pretty much on a parallel. This exclusives aren't really what they used to be back in the day.
PS3 and Xbox are pretty much interchangeable at this point.
Yeah, they really
With a
are.
lot of the games, yeah. Okay, fair enough.
The other thing I really liked about the Trico video is read the YouTube comments. Oh, I love them. YouTube is...
Don't ever
We
read YouTube
love
comments.
YouTube comments, don't we?
It's just the lowest of the low, and it's the most incredibly stupid people. There was someone who claimed it, just proclaimed it immediately as the best game of this generation.
Wow. Right.
You can't really do that.
And then basically said, Xbox 360 is going to fail because this game is so good.
Maybe he just wanted to get in first so that, in 6 months down or 6 years, he can just go, see that? Called it.
Yeah, possibly.
This is assuming the game will be good.
It's like those people that just go in forums and go first.
Yeah.
When there's a thread that starts.
Yeah. You see, the comments on YouTube are like watching a normal show on TV and then calling up the Parrot hotline. And then listening to that for a few minutes.
Yeah.
So Trico.
Yeah. I think it looks good. I'm actually really looking forward to it. What we don't have is any sort of announcement of release and so on. Apparently it was leaked. It wasn't intended to go live.
Presumably we'll know more at E3.
E3 seems like
I don't know.
likely.
Leaked. Did you hear the sniper video for Team Fortress 2 was actually leaked?
I suspect that was sort of deliberate because
it's not the sniper, the spy. Sorry,
this was pointed out in one of the blogs I read that was talking about it. But if you look closely, at the start there's like a board of warning lights.
Yeah.
And one of them, if you look closely, says leaked video.
Right.
Nice.
Well, it makes sense for the spy video to be leaked.
Yeah.
Really.
Yeah.
It's clever.
However,
hey, look, it's got us talking about
apparently
it.
they fired someone as a result of the leak.
And that was a joke.
Apparently.
That was a joke?
Yeah, that was a joke.
Confirmed as a joke. Oh, okay.
If you read the Team Fortress 2 blog, he goes on to say, yeah, we got so into firing that guy, we've fired pretty much everyone else. We've just got immigrant workers
you can't listen to all the rumors you hear. Speaking of which, 3D Realms isn't actually closed.
Yeah, I heard that.
They just fired everyone.
Who gives a shit?
Because we need to still hang shit on Dick Dick and Forever and 3D Realms.
We need to let that matter drop.
I think so too.
Really?
I think at this point it's kind of like, I don't know, it's more like making Harold Holt jokes. It's just kind of been there and done.
Who's Harold Holt?
Do you know who Harold Holt is? Am I alone?
Yes, I know who Harold Holt is.
So what country are you from?
I'm from the United Kingdom of Great Britain and Northern Ireland.
And you've been here for how many years?
5, 6 years.
Right, so and you were born here.
He was a Prime Minister.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yes.
And was he the one that got lost at sea?
There you go.
Whoa, he's with
Look at
us
this.
now.
Look at this. See this?
You go through to the lightning round.
What do I win? Another drink. Yay!
Yeah, Harold Holt was Australian Prime Minister, went for a swim, never came back. A lot of speculation about what happened to him. Most people say that he basically began to walk on water, turned into Jesus.
I don't understand this. He went for a swim, got lost. What the fuck were the Secret Service doing? Well,
Well,
they just,
Australia.
Playing happy slabs.
Remember how we're in Australia?
yeah.
And we don't actually fucking have the Secret Service.
Well, we'd have an
because
equivalent
that's
sort of thing,
American.
There's
Presumably there'd be an entourage.
you know.
Well,
Yeah,
Obviously
that's
they were
right.
all
You
off
look
to
at
the
little
ice
Johnny
cream
Howard
van
when he
at
goes
that
for
point.
walks. He's surrounded by people.
There are bodyguards, but for a start, that was a long time ago, and they probably had a much lower level of protection. But
Right.
also, like, if you look at the United States Secret Service and how much they protect America, that's because they kind of have to, because everyone wants to fucking kill him.
Yeah.
The United States president, I think there's only been one in the last 30 years who hasn't had an assassination attempt, and that was the guy just after Kennedy. Where
Yeah.
people kind of went, you know what?
I guess
It's hard
everyone-
to top that.
Everyone was assassined out for a
Yeah,
while.
yeah, we're done. We're sated.
Yeah. Okay.
Let's
Let's
don't
get
want to turn into the new Roman Empire.
Let's-
some more.
let's get back to some games here. Going backwards still.
Sure.
Tony Hawk Ride.
On the Valkyries. Sadly not.
It's a new Tony Hawk game which has been announced with a new peripheral because God knows we need more peripherals.
Yeah, we were really running short.
Oh, well, actually, I was really looking forward to Guitar Hero 5 so I could buy 4 fucking drum kits.
Yeah.
You're gonna have fucking cupboards full of these things.
Because that's what the world needs, more drummers.
I
Yeah.
remember a time when having to come with the peripheral was the touch of death for a game.
Yeah.
I did too. I remember hearing about games that, well, they wanted to do it, but
But
it would
now
just never sell.
it's this mess. I mean, ever since Guitar Hero is now the third highest selling franchise, along with Mario and Madden.
yeah.
And that's because of the peripherals and the DLC.
Yeah, it's cheating a bit.
So now every developer and publisher is thinking, they would be, how the fuck do we jump on this bandwagon?
I think you've got to have a big enough franchise to do it, and Tony Hawk could possibly get away
or a
with
big
it.
enough
It's big
gimmick
enough.
that works.
Yeah.
I'm not sure how well it sells. Presumably well.
You couldn't really do it with some franchises, though, could you? Can you imagine, like, Halo 4 has a peripheral, like a gun, and you just swing the gun around while...
There'd be enough people that would buy that shit, though.
Yeah, anything with
Yeah,
Halo.
you
you
look
just
at-
have to charge $300 for it.
You even look at something like Wii Fit. I heard these figures the
Yeah,
other day. Wii Sports has sold, I think, around about 47 million units worldwide. Right?
Right.
Wait. It never sold separately. It's always sold with the...
There's
unit.
been 40 million copies of it sold.
You mean there's been 40 million copies given away with Wii's?
They weren't
Yeah.
all given away with Wii's.
But are we counting the ones that were?
Well, yes, we would be.
Alright, let's move on.
Okay, Wii Fit with the balance board in the time it's been released has sold over 17 million worldwide.
Wow.
There's some fatties out there.
That is fucking nuts. Do you know what I mean? When you hear other reports like, Halo Wars or something, just hit 10 million or, it's
Yeah.
like, Jesus.
And speaking of Wii Fit, the Tony Hawk's Ride peripheral seems to be channeling that particular aspect.
Yeah, it does seem to be balance board-esque. It's like a long black balance board.
I don't really understand what the difference between their skateboard peripheral is and Tony Hawk, what was it on the Wii? Tony Hawk?
Yeah, I know that. Was it proven?
No,
ground or
it was Skated. Skated on the Wii,
yeah.
sorry.
I wondered the same because on that it was shit and didn't work properly, and everyone knew it.
Okay.
It was
Okay.
really oversensitive, and you kind of wiggled around and
But
fell
with
over.
the new Tony Hawk's Ride thing, it's like got the whole skateboard.
It looks like a skateboard
curves
with
on
no
it, so
wheels.
You can like step on the back and flip it up and twist
Okay,
it around and
but
stuff.
here's my issue, because we're watching a video that had Tony Hawk, who's looking really old now, by the way.
And he talks like, he's got some kind of permanent brain hemorrhage.
Which is
going on.
probably likely.
Yeah.
But you look at this thing, and I'm actually coming from the perspective, I did used to skateboard a lot a while ago. Not too long ago. In my 20s, I skateboarded heaps.
You
Now,
are in your fucking 20s.
early 20s. Tweens. My
Tweens?
tweens? Is
What?
that right? 20.
That's like 12.
Tweens is between child and teenager.
Is it? I thought it was
Yes.
between teenage and 20. Tweens. No?
No.
Have I got it wrong?
Between
Yes.
a child and a teen.
Okay, well maybe.
it's
Okay, not
clever.
that long ago.
Maybe the tenties.
My tensies.
Or the teenties. I don't know.
Anyway, like this thing, it's not. You can't emulate a fucking skateboard. Do you know why? Because to emulate a skateboard, you need to move.
you need
to
momentum.
do the
Yeah,
most
you need wheels.
basic. To do a kickflip, right? Or do an ollie, or do anything on it. You really do need to be moving to actually get the full.
Tony Hawk made the point on the video that you can do kickflips, you can do ollies. That's what he was saying. And he said you can do a 180-degree turn, and the game will register it as a 180-degree
No,
turn.
stop right. No, stop.
And what I
Stop.
wondered then
Mhm.
was, if you've done a 180 turn, aren't you now facing away from the TV screen?
Yeah, I would
Okay.
have thought so.
Absolutely. But no, you can't do an ollie or a kickflip. An ollie is when you actually jump up with the board.
I played
You know what?
Skate too, man. I know what an ollie
You know what
is.
happens if you ollie on that board? You'll fucking break it. You know why you can't kickflip that board? Because it's fucking heavy.
How do you know, man?
It looks heavy.
Can I also just say, I doubt you do ollie. I doubt you are intended to actually like flip the back of the board up. I think you kind of fake it a bit.
The other thing is like doing a 180 or things like that, like you actually talked about. Now, that sounds interesting, but you know what? In a game, doing a 180, which even when you're skateboarding, has to be done very quickly. It's in quick succession. Something else. Doing a 180 on this thing will completely change. You'll have to recover from that 180. You'll have to go spin around, wobble a bit, or spin around, then look back. Or it's not going to be this instant progression of combos and things like that.
It's certainly
it's going to
harder.
slow down the gameplay.
So it's basically going to be Guitar Hero for skating.
No,
Not completely like skating, but looks sufficiently like it to make you embarrassed.
well, going by that term, maybe. I'm just not really impressed with the skateboard peripheral. It really, really feels like cheap cash-in.
Do you know what I think makes it a not working concept for peripheral? And this could probably go for any peripheral concept. It has to be on the fucking ground, and that removes a lot of what you can do. The Guitar Hero controller you can pick up and you can move around.
Yeah.
But if it's something that you have to put on the ground and then walk on or step on or move, you can't really move it enough. Do you know what I mean? You're
know,
not really helping yourself.
I really hope that when it comes out, there's parent groups that get so pissed off that they'll actually require you to wear a helmet in order to play it.
Oh yeah.
That would be awesome.
I see that
And pads.
happening,
Yeah, and pads.
Although, it's like, does the peripheral only work with Tony Hawk's new ride game?
Well, I would probably think so.
I can't imagine they'd want it to work with Skate as well.
No.
This is going to be kind of a small thing to buy a peripheral for.
Yeah, but people would have said that about Guitar Hero when it first came out too.
Well, there's going to be lots more Guitar Heroes.
Well, there might be more Skate games.
Well, Guitar Hero's got enough lasting appeal to justify it.
To you, you are not like the entire market. I know in your head you are, but
Yes, yes. I like to think I am the everyman descended from heaven.
But as someone that did skate a lot and would love to skate again if I wasn't so afraid of hurting myself more permanently than usual these days, it doesn't actually appeal to me because it really just feels too cheap, if that makes sense.
can I lay a scene before you?
Lay away, man.
Lay away.
Lay away,
Me-
you rapist.
Potentially playing this game, I can see what's going to happen. They're going to send us a copy of it
Yep.
with the peripheral, and we're going to
Yep.
Inevitably.
Yeah, damn straight, because this will, we'll get it. I will stand on it. Form, I shall go,
Yeah.
and then I shall get up again, and form again, I shall go.
For the
Yeah.
benefit of the recording, Matt is bending his hand forward. to
Like a gay
indicate falling
person when he
forward.
says hello.
Yes, I am likely to make a form noise that shall end up
Yes.
with me on the
That's
floor.
the sound of the air whooshing past you as you fall flat on your face.
Yeah,
Warm.
and I will die. I may die. This game may kill me.
It's also the sound when you sit on a marshmallow.
Warm.
Yeah, warm.
Interesting.
Anyway, that's Tony Hawk. Once again, we have no idea when that's coming out. But as with everything we're about to talk about in the next 2 weeks, it'll be a next
E3.
Of
surely.
course.
Next thing, Game of the Year 360 bundle.
Indeed.
Yes. Hefty dose of irony for me in this one.
Why is that? I don't know about this
Well, the
one,
Game
sorry.
of the Year bundle contains the best games of, was it this year or last year? Last year.
I don't know.
The
something
two
like
best games of last year, the absolute killer titles for the Xbox 360, Halo 3 and Fable 2.
that. Sorry, I wasn't sure I was clear enough.
Hold
Let me
on,
do
hold
that
on.
again.
Let me just have a think about it. Hold on, who published Fable
Now,
2
interestingly
and Halo
enough,
3?
if you look carefully,
It was
you'll see they're
Microsoft.
both Microsoft titles. I think this says something really interesting about the Xbox 360 audience. You're a bunch of fuckwits.
Yeah.
Hey, easy.
Well, those are pretty much the only Xbox exclusives, besides Gears of War 2, maybe, worth speaking of. You got another one?
I do. But
well,
it's not coming
don't
to
keep it
mind
to yourself, man.
that quickly. I can't think of any off the top of my head.
well, whatever. Obviously, it wasn't as memorable as Fable 2.
Seen it.
Oh God, move on.
They wouldn't. Now, Fable 2, I would not give that the Game of the Year label, personally. For a number of reasons.
No, I'm sure, but
Well, see, it's not you giving it; it's Microsoft giving it.
Look,
apparently they're
it
allowed
kinda
to distribute that title.
undermines the award, then, doesn't it? It's like, it's like Paul McCartney saying, "Yes, I think Paul McCartney's latest album is excellent."
Yes.
there's no real issue here. This is publishers basically turning around going, how do we market the 360 again to someone else? How do we do a bundle?
All you need, I think, is to find somebody who labelled your game of the year, and it could possibly be in the category of, say, sound effects.
Yeah, there's so many gaming review wannabes out there.
E3
Someone
Game
will
of the
have.
Year. Yeah. Well, I mean, look, it's... What's the price?
Can you just make up your own
Yeah.
awards? I mean, what is there a legal body
No, I
protecting
don't think
people
so.
putting awards on their box art?
No. We actually were very close to actually getting a quote on some box art
Oh, really?
a while ago. But then we said, well, we'd probably like to play the game first.
I got a quote on Steam once for what I said about Painkiller.
Oh, okay.
I looked up Assassin's Creed on Wikipedia,
Yes.
and they used a quote from your video.
There's a few Wikipedia pages of
And
video
they said
games.
it said notable gaming critic Ben Croshaw.
Notable.
Notable.
Wow.
Yes, I'm notable,
Yep.
motherfuckers.
Well, we almost got something on the box
Notable
art.
like your mum.
What's that even
Well,
mean?
Australian Game has a Wikipedia page that is notable in that it mentions me.
Well, that's okay. Your Wikipedia page mentions us.
Does it? Does it?
Yep.
Oh yeah, it mentions you because we're doing Game Damage together.
That's all right. Australian Gamer one only mentions you because of game damage.
Ah.
Well,
Yeah.
Australian Gamer mentions me because I'm on the podcast.
I would've
so
thought it would be
We need to
podcast
stop
related.
arguing this because we're going to
I
lose,
don't
Matt.
know. Yeah.
Wii motion priced and dated fucking finally.
Yeah.
Who's going to take command of this topic?
Well, he said Wii Motion priced, but that's not true. It's the Wii Motion Plus.
Wii Motion Plus.
Yeah, so how much can we expect to pay for
Well,
the
for-
Wii to do what it was always supposed to do anyway?
It's coming out on the 11th of June. The suggested retail price of $29.95. The peripheral will be compatible with Virtual Tennis 2009, Grand Slam Tennis, Tiger Woods PGA Tour 10, and of course Wii Sports Resort.
Resort, yes, the new
Resort.
one.
Now, I would have thought, in my naivety, that it was capable with anything the fucking Wii was. I thought the point of it was that it made the tracking of the whole thing more accurate.
Yeah, I
No,
kind of assumed that.
It adds additional functionality to games that support it.
Yeah, which is like, what? That's 4. Good. Great.
I've heard from some people that have actually played the Virtual Tennis, and they say it's a lot better.
I have
It's
to
really
say-
good.
Man cannot live on Virtual Tennis alone.
I actually
There's
have
two
to say,
tennis games in
I
that.
played. I used to play the Dreamcast Virtual Tennis way back in the day, and that was fucking great.
Well,
that
there
was
you
a
go.
really good game.
Well, of
so
course
I'll
you'd
be
say
very.
that.
What-
It was
what
on
do
the
you mean?
Dreamcast.
Oh god.
I think I'm more disappointed at the fact that they've listed 2 tennis games. I mean, honestly, are they that starved for concepts for a new peripheral that they have to release 2 tennis games? I know Wii Sports,
Yeah, the tennis
did
was the
well.
popular, but
but come
Yeah.
on, you know?
Tennis was like the best game, arguably, in Wii Sports.
Yeah.
But of course, Wii Sports Resort looks like it's going to be beach sports, which seems like a futile endeavor because Dead or Alive,
I was just
Peak-
thinking.
peaked that genre, I feel.
I was just thinking. It sounds like Dead or Alive Extreme Beach Volleyball, but without the nudity, or without the like softcore porn aspect,
Yeah.
which is a terrifying concept.
Unless you get off on your Wii remote, Wii
Yeah,
Me's.
I've seen pictures.
Wii
of-
Me's.
I've
I
seen,
get off on my Wii.
I've seen pictures of chicks doing that,
Doing what?
Getting off
getting
on their
off
Wii.
on their Wiimotes. A condom is involved.
Nice.
Don't want to damage your electronics.
nice.
Well, you shouldn't invite me on there, man.
No,
Yeah.
it's okay. It's okay. I get. We know what to expect.
So is Wii Sports Resort just a bunch of sports?
Presumably,
sports
that's
games?
what Wii
It's-
Sports
Because
1 was.
In,
Yeah,
in
it's-
fairness, though, like, what the fuck are they? What are beach sports?
well,
Jet
heaps.
skiing, volleyball, that's it. I've got nothing.
Beach cricket,
Beach
frisbee,
It's gonna have beach cricket.
frisbee.
Yeah, beach, football, beach,
Building a sand castle.
beach tennis, beach bowling.
Yeah.
Beach. You know those grip balls?
Oh
beach
yeah,
grip
yeah,
ball?
that thing. Yeah.
Do you know what that is? You're English, you might not know.
No, I did not
They
know.
don't
Grip balls,
Beaches.
they're awesome. They're tennis balls, right? So one person throws a tennis ball, the other person has this round circular pad attached to their hand with Velcro.
Yeah, we got that in England.
They're awesome.
But you don't have beaches. Oh, but you could probably get parks and shit.
Yeah.
You know the best thing about those things? The best thing is the ads. Because the people that are catching them, they don't just put their hands up and go, yep, catch,
They're
got
diving.
it.
Oh,
They're-
yeah.
Not only are they diving, but they're diving and like throwing their hands under their legs. And they're
Yeah.
bending over backwards, you know. It's like, wow, oh my god, this is extreme. It's a fucking tennis ball and some Velcro, man.
Yeah.
Chill
Yeah,
out.
It's like tennis for retards.
Yeah.
Incidentally, we do have beaches in England.
Does
Yeah,
anyone...
they're covered in rocks.
Well, we have a beach.
It's like the worst beaches in the world.
Yeah,
in
most
England.
of it's shingle beaches, but we got one nice beach area in the southwest. People surf there, actually.
Really?
Yeah.
Do they freeze?
Well, they surf during the summer, obviously.
So do they freeze?
Summer's actually kind of hot, warm in
I actually have
England.
no idea what I'm talking
England
about here.
has one of the most changeable climates in the world, man.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, we can be as hot as India. in
Don't
the
say
height of
we.
summer.
Don't say we, man. You
Okay.
pretty much defected.
They can be as hot as summer. And
Right. Well, hey,
I don't know why I keep defending England.
I don't know either.
No, it's like this
It's just-
ancestral thing happening.
It's just people say, England sucks, and I feel instantly motivated to defend it, even though I kind of agree.
All my English friends, actually. Another mate of mine that went back to England recently. He came back, he's like, yeah, every time I go over there, I just keep remembering why I stay here for longer.
My dad emigrated from England, and I remember asking him once, would you ever go back there? Would you ever move back there? And he's
No,
like, fuck no.
no.
No way.
No, I think most English people in
Yeah.
Australia would say the same thing. I don't understand why everyone doesn't move there.
Well, there's not enough room for everyone, man. Don't encourage it.
Oh, go on, man.
We don't, you know what? I know two
There's
English
a whole outback where no one lives.
Yeah.
I know
Just put him
two.
in there. They'll be fine.
Two of my best friends are English people, right? We do not need more English
No,
people.
that's the point. Just on thinking of those people, that's enough. If they're any representation, they're two guys. So there's the guys, and they're bad enough. And then there's English women who are like a special.
Yeah, if the
special
Spice
breed.
Girls are any representation, we don't need any more.
Well, we are fond of Australian women in England.
Yeah.
Who isn't?
We have most of them running the bars, apparently.
Yeah,
There we go.
I've
All the
heard that
bars are
before.
run by Australian chicks in England.
I like that he says apparently, because you've never been to a bar in England, apparently.
No, I never used to drink till I came here. You're a fucking bad influence,
Yeah.
man.
Hey, yeah, Matt, you're a bad influence, man.
Yeah, it's me.
Cool.
We're out of topic.
We are out of topics, and we are out of time.
Wait, we didn't give one key bit of information, which is when is the sports thingy
I
coming out?
did say
in
that,
Australia?
11th of June.
No, you said that.
23rd of July for
Yeah.
Wii
Yeah,
Sports
Wii Sports
Resort.
23rd of July. Just in time for the summer in Northern Hemisphere.
Yes.
Yeah, cool. So that's it. I'd like to leave this podcast with one little thing. It's Yahtzee's birthday soon.
It is indeed.
Yes, on Sunday to be precise.
And I think it'd be fantastic if as many people that listen to this podcast sent him a special birthday email. He loves it when people send him emails.
If you do that, I will delete them all without reading them.
It's the thought that counts.
Yes, and the thought should be purged. With electricity and spikes.
Also, if you see him out, cuddles. Birthday cuddles.
Yes, you've done this before.
And we
I know,
will
but they're
never stop
birthday
doing
cuddles
it.
now.
They're different, man.
I think-
Birthday
yeah.
cuddles
I
are
think it's
different.
only
There's more
one
love in them.
person who's ever cuddled me in response to that.
Really?
Really?
Well, that's something.
Yeah.
Do you know
it
who?
was Someone at E-Games. A girl. So, yeah.
Hey!
Put it in for me.
Cool.
Not that I care, because I'm asexual.
Yeah, of course.
Oh, God. All right, thank you very much, everyone, for tuning in. Yachts, thanks for joining us.
Always a pleasure, my chummy friends.
And we will talk to you again next week.
Maybe.